Alrighty, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a timer for your WordPress website. Now, why would you want to create a timer? Well, it could be because you have a new product that you're launching very soon and you wanted to create a buzz around the release of your product. It could be also you're trying to create a buzz or some excitement around the launch of your website itself. So how can we create a countdown timer for our WordPress website? We can do so by making use of this plugin called the Uji Countdown, and it is by Ujimoto. So I'm guessing Mr. Ujimoto created and named this plugin after himself, which I think is a good idea personally. But anyway, with this plugin, we can create different kinds of timers, and we can display the timers on our homepage, in our posts, pages, and even in our sidebar. So let me show you how to configure and make use of this plugin. I have already installed and activated the plugin on this website, the dawnofjusticefilm.com, and this is a website I built in preparation for the release of the Batman v Superman movie that came out last year, March 2016. I've been a very big fan of superhero movies in general. I was very excited, so I created this site from scratch. If you're interested in learning how I actually built this site, I do have the link to my YouTube video in the resources link, so you can check that out. But what we're going to do is we are going to create a timer, and we're going to imagine that this movie is going to be released in the next 2 months. So we'll have a timer just above this YouTube video counting down to the date of the release. All right, so once you install and activate the plugin, come down to your settings and you would see Uji Countdown. You can click on Uji Countdown, and now in here you would have this advertisement for the premium version of the plugin, which of course has more features and functionality. But what I'm going to do is to click on add new style. Now in here we can add a title for the timer, so I can say something like movie release date. Now for the Google font, let's just go with actor. Yeah, let's just go with actor. I think that makes sense. The alignment, let's go with the center. And now in here we can choose the format which with the timer will be displayed, whether we display it in days, hours, minutes, seconds. Let's go ahead with months and weeks as well. And now down here we have the preview of how the timer is going to look like. So from here we can change the size of the text, the font, as you can see. We can make it a little bit smaller. I think 30 is fine. Let's change the color of the text because I don't like purple. Let's go with black for the bottom, and for the top, let's go with blue, and see how that looks like. All right, so right now you can see that the bottom has changed to black while the top is still pink or purple. Now in this case, what you want to do is just to save the style, and then when you save the style, you will see the name of the style that you've created. Just click on edit next to it, come back, and now you can see that the blue color has taken effect. So that's the one thing with this plugin. Sometimes when you change some of the settings in here, like the size or the color, it might not reflect immediately in the preview window. So all you do is just to update the style and then open it again, and you'll be good to go. All right, so I'm happy with what I have right now. So let me just go ahead and insert this timer. I'm going to go down to the very front end. Let's click on edit the page. And now in here at the top, just above the video, I'm going to insert the timer. We now have an Uji Countdown symbol that we can click on. And then from here, we already have the style chosen for us. So in here, we can add the expiry date for the timer, which is basically when the movie will be released. So let's go with March 17, 2017. And now in here, we can select the timer from which the countdown should begin from. Let's just leave it on 00. And now in here we have a couple of options to decide what will happen when the timer has expired. We can either choose to hide the countdown or simply send this page to a new page by adding the URL in here. You can also choose to have a recurring time by adding the seconds in here, and also the number of times it will repeat if you want to. And you can add a campaign name in here if you're interested in collecting emails, which we'll talk about very shortly. Let me just go ahead and click insert. So now we have a shortcode at the very top in here. Let's go ahead and hit update. And now I'm going to hit view page, And there you go. We have our timer. 2 months, 0 weeks, 2 days, 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 7 seconds to the release of the movie Batman v Superman. Alright, awesome. Now we can also display the timer in our sidebar. So let's come down to Appearance, go to Widgets. And now in here, you would see the Uji Countdown widget. So I can drag this and drop this just beneath the search bar at the very top in here. Once again, we have basically the very same options once again. We can choose the expiry date. So let's go with March 2017, 17 again. And we'll just leave all of these as they are. I'm just hit save. And now let's take a look at any one of our blog posts. All right, so in here we already have the timer showing up in here, as you can see. It will also show up on our posts as well because they have the sidebar. So you can decide to show the timer in your sidebar if you're interested. You have the option to do that. But one more thing I wanted to show you before I round up is you can collect emails as well using the timer. So let's imagine that you were creating a timer for the launch of your website, but you also wanted to collect people's email addresses so that you can notify them when your site goes live. You can decide to collect emails, and we can do that by going back down here to settings, going back to the Uji Countdown, and now let's edit our form. And now down here we have the enable subscriber form. I can check that, and when we take that in here, we can again change the text that we have for our form. So let's say something like be notified and something like that. We can change the text for the email box itself, but I'll just leave everything as it is right now. Our button color, I'm going to change that once again to black, and let me just hit update style. So down here you can see the preview right now of how it's going to look like. Be notified, we have the email in here, and then we have subscribe. So let's see how this will look like. Let's go to the home page. All right, so let me just go ahead and add my extremely old Yahoo email address, which I never use anymore. Yahoo.com. And let me hit subscribe. Thanks for subscribing. Okay, so let's imagine someone called Alex has subscribed to our website. I can be notified by coming down to Appearance, going back over the settings, going to Uji Countdown, and now in here you would have the subscribers tab. I can click in there, and now I can see the email address of the person who just signed up. Awesome. So before I go, we also have the settings tab. We are in here if you wanted to make sure that the timer is the same regardless of the time zone where the person is viewing the site from. Do not check this box. You can also choose to remove all the settings of the plugin when it's deleted by taking on this box. Quick translation, I have no idea what this is, to be honest. I've never used any of the settings in here, so let's go ahead and hit save changes. And of course we have upgrade. If you're interested in getting the premium versions of this plugin, you can go ahead and do so. They do have the pricing in here and do have the features that will be available for the premium versions of the plugin. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you've had fun. Thank you for watching once again, and of course I will see you in the next class.